Yeah, let them know I'm just floating. Yeah, floating. Floating. Yeah, floating. Look, I take it day by day, rapping over hater ways. Feeling mutual depression, feeling paperweight. Stepping over invisible stones, watch them pave the way. Another day, 24 hours for me to change my ways. Can't stay the same, I'm moving into a greater plane. Juggling the thought of me struggling out to keep my sane. Release my pain in these lines, says I hope fall like rain. Yeah, you know this life we live is pay to play. Look, so I insert my token. Trained in the belly of the beast, it's time to go. Conflicted by the thoughts that I'm living, words that I've spoken. This Mac is longer waiting like the message left unopened. But from this slumber I've awoken. If it ever judging by this flame that I'm toting, they start the question, and how you been, that was going. I take it day by day, for real my nigga, I'm just floating. Yeah, man, take it day by day, here to change my ways. And you see we float. But the grind don't stop, this ain't where I wanna be. So I'm just floating, 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 floating. Yeah, floating. I'm just floating, 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 floating. Yeah, floating. I'm just take it day by day, here to change my ways. And you see we floating. But the grind don't stop, this ain't where I wanna be. So I'm just floating, yeah, floating. Floating, yeah, floating. I'm just floating, yeah, floating, floating, floating. I'm just, yeah, you could catch me floating through this composition. Help doing me, cause last is a competition. One nearing out the other like I have to listen. I'm about to get it, show my fam I made a pot to piss it. I'm open-minded to this shit, I'm staying optimistic. I used to cower to my dreams cause it didn't seem realistic. But since an infant, grew up a misfit. So from outside the box I see the paper trail floating in the distance. But man, that's all due with time. Steady living but success always ponders my mind. Like you be told, I ain't tripping if I'm falling behind. Back to the grind, got me cutting, moving all through the line. Yeah, I be writing all these gems, but y'all calling them rhymes. My quips and quotes get ripped, yeah, straight from out the page. And even though we feeling mad restricted by these chains, we never folding, but we get to floating like someone make paper planes. Take it day by day, here to change my ways. And you see we floating. But the grind don't stop, this ain't where I wanna be. So I'm just floating, 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 floating. Yeah, floating. I'm just floating, 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 floating. Yeah, floating. I'm just take it day by day, here to change my ways. And you see we floating. But the grind don't stop, this ain't where I wanna be. So I'm just floating, yeah, floating, floating. Yeah, floating. I'm just floating. Yeah, floating. Floating.